Hello, welcome to Rushton Caravans and Motorhomes. This is a handover recap video for this Swift Elite 580. So, at the front of the van, you have a stabilised hitch. There are Alco stabilised pads inside which grip around the tow ball. We need to make sure that the tow ball is an extended neck. It also needs to make sure that it is kept dry and free of any rust so that the gripping pads can grip around the ball in the right place to reduce snaking. This caravan also has automatic trailer control, which if you've got the right connections on the back of the car will light up green just here when connected to the car. Works similar to an ABS braking system, so if you do lose control of the back of the caravan on either side, it will regain control without you having to do anything. Inside here is our gas cabinet, so it can fit 2 gas bottles. Always best to use propane, that's the red bottle, and the maximum size is 6 kilos. This unit is sealed so no gas can leak inside the cabin, but there are holes in the floor to allow any gas that does come out of the bottle to drop. As we come round, we've then got our heating exhaust, which is just here. We don't need to cover it, do anything with it, just allow it to do its thing. We've then got our freshwater inlet just here, so lift the flap, put the submersible part beneath the water line, then into the side of the van. Inside I'll show you where to switch the pump on when we get inside. This is where our battery would be placed, and also our mains, and also in the back here we've got our motor mover isolator. We only turn it on when we're ready to use it, and we turn it off when we're finished. You've then got your fridge exhausts, which are just here, allow them to vent and do their thing. The motor mover, like with the isolator, we'll show you on site, but it's a PowerTouch Evolution manual engage motor mover. As we come round, we've then got the flush tank just here, so that you can use either the pink or the green and follow the instructions on the bottle. The cassette is located in this flap here, so undo that door and pull the cassette out and take to the emptying point. Key thing is making sure it's all clean and clear, and then that's where the blue chemical goes in the bottom. On the near side you've also got an exterior barbecue point, access under the bed, and also an external mains point. Stepping in the van, all's looking lovely, ready valeted for you. So to turn on, hold this button in here. The first one is the pump, so the water pump outside, as I've shown you, you need to come in and switch that on by pressing that button there. That will allow, when you turn the hot water on this panel here, or you open a cold tap, water will flow through. If you don't switch it on and you try to open a tap, nothing will happen. So make sure you switch it on. You've then got your awning light, your interior lighting, power and heating supply as well. You've also got a radio inbuilt here as well, and you've got a number of settings. But key thing, switch it on, and then you can then, for example, look in the power section to see how you're doing in terms of battery voltage. Lighting, you can then adjust. You can turn it on by doing that, and what that's done is then light up these upper lockers, and you can turn them down using the dimmer. The heating, which is just there, you can use the Swift Command app and you can link it in using this system. But to use the Aldi central heating on its own without using the Swift Command app, turn on using this one here. Once it's loaded, we're going to press menu. Press menu again. This is a combi boiler system, so the top one is indicating the temperature that we want the caravan to be. In the weather that we're having at the moment, because it's a combi boiler, you're going to want to keep the heating down to 5 degrees. As it gets colder, you can change it up to 30 degrees. The next one is a water boost function, so you can take power from the heating if you're using it as a combi boiler, and you can put it onto the water heater by pressing that plus arrow. The next one is the power source, so you can either use 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of electric, or you can use gas, which is the one below. You can use them in combination, and often the best way to use it is of 1 kilowatt of electric and gas, because the gas uses the burner to warm up quicker and the electric then maintains it. On the bottom right there's a settings function where you can also set it up to come on at certain times. So if you wanted the heating and hot water to be on at 7 AM, you can go through that procedure there. You've got your handbooks and manuals just in there as well, so they will be able to give you more instructions. In terms of the fridge, turn it on using this one here. As you can see, it then lights up. We can either use gas, car battery, or the mains. The reason I say car battery is that if you cool it down and you have the right connections on the car, you can then maintain that temperature that you set prior to travelling away. If you want to change the power source, we can change it by pressing this arrow button here. So we can use car battery, gas, or mains, and then we can change the temperature using this one here. At the back of the fridge there is a little label on which has got the serial number on for this particular fridge unit. If you need any spare parts, that's what you'll need to quote to the supplier. With your oven hob and grill, we need to make sure that this lid goes fully up before any gas will flow through. You have 3 gas and 1 electric ring just there. Controls are here. You've got a grill and you've got an oven just underneath. Down here in this cupboard there are also gas isolation valves which are just down there, and they're indicated of what they are by looking at this label just here. In terms of the oven, you've got plenty of space to be able to utilize it, and then there's your grill. Microwave is mains only. It is fitted into place from the factory, so there is no need to remove it whilst in transit. However, we would recommend that you take the microwave plate out before travelling. Your extractor fan is mains only, and also works off 12 volt. When you are opening the roof, you use this knob just here to open. You've then got your power settings to take air in and out. As we then come back, we've got our Aldi central heating boiler just here. This is full of antifreeze, which has been tested to make sure everything is working in correct order. In theory, you won't need to top it up, but if you ever do, you only top it up when the system is cold, because antifreeze, like oil, expands when it is hot. You've then got your TV aerial just here. You can undo the clamp, twist it round and get it into the right position to get the best chance of signal. Got storage under the bed, and this also pulls out so this extra slot can push in. Plenty of storage around. Make sure when travelling there are no items in these upper lockers. We want to keep the heaviest items over the axle, and then we spread them out from there. We don't want to keep anything high up whilst travelling. With the toilet, you'd say the blue button is the flush. The top left one will light up when it's time to empty. And underneath here, we've then got the grey catch. When you're using the toilet, push the catch to the rear wall. Use the toilet, press the blue button to flush it all the way. When finished, make sure you bring the grey catch back to the middle to stop any smells coming back up. And when it is time to empty, if it's back in that middle position, the cassette will slide out easily. You've then got part of your heating system there, vanity unit, and your shower. Key thing is making sure when travelling that shower door is retained by that little plastic retainer just there. So that is the Swift Elite 580. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask.